So section 1.8, and we've got to deal with these number problems. Well, here we go. When 3 is added to 2 more than a certain number, the result is 10. What is the number? Well, what is the number? I don't know. So let's just call it n. And 3 is added to 2 more than a number. Well, 2 more than a number is n plus 2. And 3 is added to that. So plus 3, and the result is 10. Okay, well, by the way, at this point, these parentheses do no good. We can just eliminate them. So n plus 2 plus 3 equals 10. So adding like terms here, we have 2 and 3 are like terms, so that's n plus 5, which equals 10. Now we'll subtract 5 from both sides because our goal is to isolate n. So n plus 5 minus 5 will just leave us n. And here we have to subtract 5 from both sides. And 10 minus 5 is 5, and that one's done. We have another one. If 8 is subtracted from 4 times a certain number, the result is 16. What is the number? Well, I don't know what the number is, so I'll call it n. And 4 times a number, so I guess we're talking about 4n. And if 8 is subtracted from this, so minus 8, and the result is 16, so that equals 16. Okay, so the first step, isolate the term with the variable in it, then we'll isolate the variables. So to get 4n all by itself, we'll have to add 8 to both sides. So if I add 8 to this side, we'll just be left with 4n, because minus 8 plus 8 is 0. And if we add 8 to this side, we get 16 plus 8. So 4n equals, and that's 24. Now we'll multiply both sides by the reciprocal of 4 because we want to isolate n. So 1/4 times that, and 1/4 times 24. And here the 4's divide out, and we have n. And 4 goes into 24 6 times, so n equals 6. And that one's done, and we have one more to do, a geometry problem. Well, now we have a geometry problem. So the perimeter of a rectangle is 80 centimeters, and the length is 10 greater than the width. Well, let's draw a rectangle. And perimeter, as you recall, is the distance around. So if this is n, the width, then this will be, in fact, let's call it w. That'll be better. So w, and the length is 10 more than the width. So the length equals w plus 10. So it says the length is 10 greater than the width, and so L equals W plus 10. So now let's add those up. So we've got the perimeter equals 2W plus 2L. And by the way, the perimeter is 80, so we better make note of that. P equals 80. So now we know that 2W, and I'm going to replace L with W plus 10, plus 2 times W plus 10 equals 80. And now we have 2w here. Let's distribute this 2. So 2 times w is 2w, and 2 times 10 is 20. And that equals 80. Now let's combine like terms. So how many w's do we have? We have 4 w's altogether plus 20 equals 80. Now, let's isolate the term with the variable in it, then we'll isolate the variable. So we'll subtract 20 from both sides. If we subtract 20 from the left, we'll just have 4w remaining. And subtracting 20 from the right gives us 4w equals 80 minus 20 is 60. And if we multiply both sides by the reciprocal of 4, the 4's divide out and we get w equals, and 4 goes into 60 15 times. So w equals 15. Then L is 10 more than 15. L must equal 25. Or excuse me, I should write 25. So we have now found the dimensions 15 by 25. And we've got it.